From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, March 9th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. McAdoo Borough Council voted last night to change the alley behind Fegley's to a one-way street. Council made the change so Fegley's can open a Dunkin' Donuts at the store and use part of the alley as a drive-through lane. The alley, also known as D Street, will be only one way going south from Sherman Street to Washington Street. Council also approved a transfer of a liquor license for Via Nova Pizza Shop so they can serve beer and wine with their dinner menu. Finally, Council approved adding the population of Banks Township into their state workers' compensation policy since the fire companies now merged. The borough has to provide the insurance for the firefighters. They have an agreement with Klein Township to cover the firefighters when they respond. They are now doing the same with Banks Township. Police in Mahanoy City are asking for the public's help. These 4 teenagers have been involved in what police say is criminal mischief. Police did not elaborate on the details of the incident, and if you are able to identify any of these individuals, you are asked to call Mahanoy City Police at 570-773-2310. Butler Township supervisors will discuss building a new municipal building when they meet on April 12th. The idea has been kicked around for a while. The specific question will be whether to buy land in the Can-Do Corporate Center for $100,000. If built, the new building would house municipal offices and the police department. Supervisor Brian Kissenweather said the supervisors will be open to any comment from the public during that meeting. A Hazleton man convicted of a weapons charge in 2014 has lost his appeal. 28-year-old Terrence Clark was sentenced to 4 to 8 years in prison for illegally possessing a firearm during a February 2014 fight at Shaker's Bar in Hazleton. The altercation resulted in 45-year-old Gary Cox being fatally shot. A jury convicted him on the weapons charge in October of 2014. He appealed the conviction, stating that Luzerne County Judge Fred Parentoni didn't give the jurors an instruction about self-defense. He alleged that he picked up a weapon off the floor and used it to protect himself. The state Superior Court ruled yesterday that Clark failed to establish that he was faced with a clear and imminent harm. Clark's murder trial is scheduled for September 19th. This Sunday, there will be a sea of green in downtown Wilkes-Barre for the 36th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Thousands of people are preparing to line the streets Sunday afternoon, and WYLN is proud to once again bring you the parade live at 2 p.m. thanks to Service Electric Cable TV and Communications of Wilkes-Barre. Join myself, Eric DeBerardinas, and Paula Degnan as we announce the parade and speak with those hanging out and watching the parade. The parade will also be rebroadcast several times following the parade on Sunday. Once again, the 36th annual Wilkes-Barre St. Patrick's Day Parade is this Sunday, March 13th, beginning at 2 p.m. Palm Sunday is less than 2 weeks away, and a local florist is selling decorative palm crosses for the holiday. Orders for palm crosses by Smilex Floral in Hazleton are being placed now. For $5.50, you can have your very own 26 by 15-inch palm cross on Palm Sunday, March 20th. For a decorative palm cross, it's $8.50. Pickups for these will begin on March 14th and run until March 19th. For more information, you can call Smilex Floral Shop on West 15th Street at 570-454-0111. Time now for a first look at our forecast. The temperature is finally reaching 70 degrees today, and it feels like winter is over. However, we may have to deal with some rain this weekend. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with all the details. Joe?
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with some showers coming back into our area, but in the meantime, hey, it's been pretty nice out there. You can't expect better weather than what we saw today with those mild temperatures. Traveling into this evening, things looking very nice across our area. Some showers out toward the west, out in the Ohio Valley region. Eventually, that's going to start to spread toward the east, but take a look at these high temperatures, 24 hours, 70s to lower 80s. For March weather, you can't beat it. 69 now in New England, 77 in Berwick, 78 degrees in Danville. So what can we expect over the next couple of days and as we head into this upcoming weekend? Of the complete weather details for you coming up in just a few. And
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, a West Hazelton man was honored for his heroic efforts during a fire in the borough back in February. Plus, members of the Palermo Heart to Heart Foundation spoke this afternoon with members of the Hazelton Rotary Club on their foundation and what they're planning to do next. More news, weather, and sports is headed your way only on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
Hello, I'm Paul Esposito Jr. from Victoria's Candies. My family has been serving the Hazelton and surrounding area since 1934. Our secret family recipes and time-tested techniques of making fine candy have made Victoria's Candies your choice for nearly 4 generations. We specialize in Easter baskets and hollow-filled eggs, and we make our own chocolate molds, like the Easter Bunny, the Last Supper, the Cross, an iPod, a cell phone, or a guitar, just to name a few. Shop where the Easter Bunny shops, Victoria's Candies. Combined Insurance makes it easy to protect you and your loved ones by paying cash directly to you when you need it most. Whether you're looking for accident and sickness, disability, or life coverage, Combined Insurance has a policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call John Ravello, 570-499-0504 for an appointment to help determine the best coverage for you. That's John Ravello, 570-499-0504.
A local man was honored at the West Hazelton Council meeting last night for rescuing a woman from a fire back in February. Our Julie Stefanovich was at the meeting and has the details.
On February 22nd, flames broke out at 421 West Green Street in the borough of West Hazelton. A wheelchair-bound woman and her dog were in the home at the time of the incident. A quick-acting neighbor came to the pair's aid.
I told my mom, I said I knew she had a key to the house. I said, Mom, give me the key to VJ's house, and ran into the house, and VJ was, I think she thought something might be going on because she said she heard banging on the side, whether that was windows blowing out of the attic. I don't know what she heard, but she said, who's there? And I said, it's me, Tom, from next door. I said, VJ, your house is on fire. I got to get you out of here. She was very calm and everything, and she said, okay. And I asked her, I said, how do I position the wheelchair? Do you need help getting out of the bed? I made sure, wanted to know what the circumstance was. And she said, I can get myself out of the bed, but I need the board that lets her slide from the bed onto the wheelchair. So I got it all set up for her, and then attempted to get her dog out of the way, and it snapped at me a couple times. But I put a small blanket over the dog and handed her off to one of the neighbors, I think the person that called 911.
Last night at the West Hazelton Council meeting, Fire Chief Sean Evans honored Thomas Flame with the West Hazelton Fire Department's Life-Saving Award. A proclamation was also read by Council President Mark Yeager. Chief Evans talked about the rescue.
An exit off the porch because that's where the shattered glass was starting to emit. Come down off the 2 roofs, the awning, and they would have walked right into a bath of glass shards. So I held them on there. As soon as most of the glass was stopped coming down, I had one of my firefighters from the engine company, Lieutenant Kyle Kashak, proceed up to assist to get that wheelchair and Veronica down from the porch to aid Mr. Flame and also Officer Gennardi. And at that point, they moved her up into a safe location. We went back onto the offensive trying to get the fire out at that point.
He also spoke with Veronica McCarsky, who stopped by last night's meeting with her dog Mozart.
I must say, my neighbors in my block, I know they watch out for one another. And it was, I don't know, an act of God or what? Yeah, that had happened. I never expected that to happen. Because I'm very careful in the house, and always tell my son, make sure when you're going to work, all the, the power's off and everything. Every day I tell him that. Are you sure everything's off? Yeah, everything's off. So I don't know what happened. That, like they said, it was electrical fire.
Now, Veronica remained calm and collected throughout the ordeal, but what about Mozart?
He was sleeping by me on the bed, and they grabbed him. He sort of, got so excited he didn't know what was happening. So then he covered him, and somebody took him then over to Mrs. Flame's house, and she took care of him for a while.
Veronica says she has plans to rebuild her home and move back into her tight-knit and caring West Hazelton neighborhood. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Members of the Hazelton Rotary Club learned all about the Beads of Courage program today thanks to the Palermo Foundation. WYLN's Gary Perna has more.
This morning, members of the Hazelton Rotary Club heard about the Beads of Courage program, a program that is put together through the Palermo Heart to Heart Foundation.
Today I'm talking about the Palermo Heart to Heart Foundation, which is a 501c3 organization, and more specifically about the Beads of Courage program that we sponsor through the Carry a Bead program. So what I'm going to talk about today is the Beads of Courage and what it means to the children who are suffering through cancer or any other chronic illness.
Palermo said each child receives a bead for every treatment they go through. The Palermo Foundation is the main sponsor of the Beads of Courage program right here in Pennsylvania.
So Palermo Heart to Heart is the sponsor of this program in Pennsylvania, and we support 4 hospitals, the University of Pittsburgh, the Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, Janet Weiss at Geisinger, and Penn State Hershey.
Palermo said her main goal today was to get more businesses involved in carrying a bead for a child.
Trying to get businesses involved. We've already had the police and the firemen and some other community businesses involved, but we're also looking for more involvement to help us sponsor these children, to help them tell their story through a most difficult time as they're getting their treatment for their illnesses.
The foundation will even come and talk to your business or group if you're interested, according to Donna Palermo.
We will be more than happy to come to your place of businesses, to talk about the Beads of Courage program, to get your employees involved in the program, or if an individual wants to get involved, they could just give us a call too and purchase a packet of the beads from us, and we're more than happy to visit any location to tell the people more about the program.
Hazelton City Fire Chief Donna Leshko also spoke at the meeting today about the fire department's involvement with the foundation.
And it was just so important for our organization, our department, to be involved in that. And during that, it was just so rewarding, to wear that bead. And then we got the opportunity to go to Geisinger and present those beads to the children. And to see the children, to talk to them, and to hear their stories. And it was just so rewarding and so touching and so, heartwarming. Again, the experience is just unbelievable, but the most rewarding part is that you're helping a child, giving that child a smile.
Leshko said the department was thrilled to take part in the program.
And we are so grateful to the Palermo Heart to Heart Foundation for having us as part of this event and being part of the Beads of Courage. And again, we can't say enough, and just so blessed that we were able to help give so many smiles to children that are in a fight for their life, but to give them the courage to know that we're behind them and with them, and to give them that little bit of comfort, it just made the whole world, it just makes your day just so much better.
In Hazel Township, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast. Plus, Congressman Lou Barletta spoke out this morning at the monthly Greater Hazelton Red Carpet Breakfast with his concerns on the 9/11 Commission report. That and much more coming up here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi Electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
If you're not in danger and you see a crime, text 274-637, 274-637, 274-637. Send your tip to take 'em off the street. Text 274-637. Send your tip, take 'em off the street. No one will know your identity.
Now helping to solve or prevent the crime is just a text away. Text my tips to the word crimes and let the law help you.
WYLN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazelton's Funfest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants of Spare Hill Climb, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WYLN, we're your local network.
Well, definitely a great day to be outdoors with those mild temperatures. Temperatures well above where we should be for this time of year. Getting a little bit of the spring fever, if you will, even though we still are officially in winter. We're going to start to cool down in the 7-day forecast, but in the meantime, boy, I tell you what, take advantage of these mild weather conditions while they last. But keep in mind also, spring is just around the corner. In fact, just seeing some geese flying by earlier today, that's definitely a sure sign that spring is just around the corner as well. But today, it was picture perfect. Temperatures getting up into the 70s, feeling good. It was dry, lots of sunshine. Yippity-doo-dah, yippity-yay. That's what I got to say. All right, Live 35 Skycast Doppler. Well, we got nothing to show you. From Wilkes-Barre through Scranton, Berwick, Bloomsburg, all points at this time remaining dry. 69 degrees are live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton. And it's going to be a mild night out there tonight. 74 Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport. 78 degrees in Selinsgrove, 73 degrees in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, temperatures continuing to remain in the 70s. Satellite and radar. We got some showers out toward the west, out in the Ohio Valley region. They're going to start to spread toward the east as we start progressing throughout the daytime hours of tomorrow afternoon. In the evening hours, some rain coming through, some showers. And it's still going to be on a mild side. We're going to be very warm as we head into tomorrow. Taking a look at the numbers, we only dropped down into the 50s tonight. Tomorrow, again, we got upper 60s, lower 70s. And again, we only dropped down into the 50s, upper 40s as we head into our early Friday morning. So looking very good in our neighborhood as we head into tomorrow. A bit of a contrast as you go up toward the north, only 40s and 50s, but we're going to continue to be on a mild side as we go into our Thursday. Even Friday ain't looking too bad either, as this jet stream continues to stay up toward the north, and as long as it does, we get the warm air. Extended forecast looking like this, and what we can expect the next few days. 67 for tomorrow, and 52 as we go into our Friday, 54 for our Saturday. And then as we go into the weekend, second part of the weekend, we have a shot of some showers around and going into early next week. A little bit of a cool down, but still not bad. Daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers: a pick 245, the pick 3033, and a pick 46357. Pick 5 numbers 40228, and the treasure hunt numbers 3, 6, 12, 15, and 29. Stick around. We'll have a lot more for you coming up after these commercial messages.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicapped accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget. Restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314. We're expanding. WYLN News has a immediate opening for a news reporter and anchor, a multimedia journalist. This is an evening position, a college degree or comparable work experience required. Please send resumes and demo reels to Ann Gamley, News Director, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, Pennsylvania, 18201, or by email news@wylntv.com.
Today, Congressman Lou Barletta addressed issues on the 9/11 Commission report at this morning's Greater Hazleton Red Carpet Breakfast. Congressman Barletta held up the 9/11 Commission report and said all of the recommendations included in the report have been ignored. After 9/11, Congress put together a commission to make recommendations and look at what happened on 9/11 and make changes so the country never goes through another incident such as 9/11 again. When the report came back, it passed the House and the president signed it into law. But since, Barletta says nothing has been done to protect.
The 9/11 Commission report made recommendations to Congress, which they passed into law. And the president signed it, and we've ignored those recommendations, which I believe makes our country vulnerable for another attack. And I don't know how you explain to the American people when there were an opportunity to do something to protect them that we haven't. And part of it, as I said, is not the fact of people running across the border that creates an issue, but it's people that come here legally on a visa and they don't go home, a tourist visa, a student visa, a fiancé visa. There's no way of tracking anyone after they've already entered the United States. And if you read the 9/11 Commission report, it's very clear what terrorists want to do.
And what Barletta said is it's clear what they want to do is 1, enter the United States, and 2, leave after their terrorist attack.
They're very careful. There's a lot of focus on background checks. Well, the truth is that terrorists, once they enter the United States, are very careful not to commit a crime because they're only here to commit their act of terror. So tracking people when they come on a visa and knowing whether or not they left is very important. The fact that this 9/11 Commission report has been ignored, I just believe it's a responsibility of government. The number one responsibility of us is to keep you safe. And that means we need to do what we should be doing to make sure that what happened in Paris, happened in San Bernardino, doesn't happen right here in Hazleton or anywhere else in the United States. It seems like there's a lot of talk, but not a lot of action.
And coming up next, Eric DeBaradinas is in with sports here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
Get your green on and join us for the Wilkes-Barre St. Patrick's Day Parade, Sunday, March 13th, live on WYLN TV 35. Thousands of spectators, vintage vehicles, local talent, floats, marching bands, and more. The Wilkes-Barre St. Patrick's Day Parade, March 13th, live on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network. Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
Shenandoah Valley head coach Robbie Miller estimated that his Blue Devils were 30-point underdogs in the first round of the state playoffs versus St. John Newman. They won that one. Miller guessed they were probably 10-point underdogs in the second round versus Delco Christian. The Knights, the opponent last night with a trip to the Single A quarterfinals on the line. Shenandoah's Joel Santana cooking early, shaking and stepping back, and signaled 3 for that one. Delco Christian does go on a 10-0 spurt. There's 2 from Jeff Shook, but never count out the pesky Blue Devils. Richard Chagola inserts it into the starting lineup. Buckets from deep. Shenandoah down 5 at half, and Santana just possessed in the second. 21 on the night for the star junior, and Shenandoah Valley another upset win, 62-58, and they're back in the quarters for the first time since 1977.
Yeah, he took over, and it's because he adjusted too. He realized that he can't just take off from half court by himself and do it all. He's got to get his teammates involved. And when we get the other team's defense moving, you get him one-on-one. That's when Joel is darn near impossible to stop.
I kept telling my team, keep your head up. I kept saying, slow it down. Let's run our offense. You know, we've been down worse, way worse than this. Came back with crazy winning shots and stuff like that.
Elsewhere on Tuesday night, Holy Redeemer aiming for a third straight return trip to the girls' AA Elite 8, taking on York Catholic. There, Megan Cordoni, part of a special senior class with 4 state playoff berths, drills it. Then sophomore Sammy Riza misses, but she doesn't miss again. The Lady Royals advance 52-43. They play the winner of Minersville Newman Goretti, which pitted the top 2 ranked teams in the state against one another. The Lady Miners try to match up as Abby Schofstall twists and flips through the lane, but the defending state champ Saints dominant in a 71-33 victory, ending Minersville's season for the 3rd straight year. And the Pottsville girls, fresh off a 3-overtime first-round victory over Lower Dauphin, can't conjure the same magic against Central Dauphin. Sadie Cresswell caps a great career for the Lady Tide with a 3 there, but Central Dauphin 74-45 winners. The season also comes to an end for the Pottsville boys, falling to Lower Moreland 52-47. This, the 3rd straight year the Tide were ousted in the 2nd round of states. A few more local teams hoping to avoid that fate tonight. In boys AA, District 2 champ Myers takes on Camp Hill, the runner-up from District 3, that game being played at Marks Hall. And the Minersville girls season ended versus the reigning state champ. Tonight, the boys get reigning state champ Conwell Egan. And for the girls in the single A bracket, Mahanoy matches up versus North Penn Mansfield out of District 4, that one at Milton High School. We'll have highlights from 2nd round action tonight on Late Edition Sports. The Eagles and Giants, both active in free agency, officially started this afternoon. More on that tonight, but next, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Get the entire story when it's convenient for you. And get it from WILN News. 2 daily newscasts from your #1 source for local news. WILN's Evening Edition, news at 5:30. And WILN's Late Edition, news at 10. More than just headlines. It's the whole story. In-depth reporting on hot topics and more. Plus the area's most accurate weather report from the WILN Weather Center. More news, weather, and sports twice a day. Only on WILN, we're your local network.
Well, you know what? It does look nice with these temperatures we've had throughout the day. We will see these temperatures as we head into tomorrow. It continues to be dry across our area. And I tell you what, it's going to be splendid as we head into tomorrow as well. Very warm temperatures. But we also stand the risk of potential of seeing some showers coming into play. And after those showers come into play, it cools things down by the ending part of the weekend as we head into this upcoming weekend. But, you know, enjoy this. This is a sure sign spring is just around the corner. If you don't believe me, well, all you had to do was listen outside and you heard those honkers blowing their horns high above you. That being the geese. Yeah, they were flying. They weren't flying south. They were flying across to the northeast. They know when it's that time of year. It's a great sight to see them coming in our backyards.
Yeah,
sure thing.
I could take it because, you know, I was going out to my car and you're already like swatting at the bugs that are out too. I had some ladybugs like attached to me today, but it's a nice sign of spring. Today was a beautiful day, but this weekend still looking like that rain's coming in.
Yeah, but still not bad though. It could be worse.
All right, well, I know the streets will still be packed for St. Patrick's Day Parade in Wilkes-Barre on Sunday. And of course, we will be there bringing it to you live. The parade begins at 2, and from prior years, I have to say, you might want to get there early if you want a front row seat. See you later.